Hello, and welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas with Stitchery. I'm Catherine Harris, and every year I like to go all out for Christmas, and I end up doing a lot of crafts and a lot of sewing, and I thought that it would be great to share that journey with you in some of the crafts and decorations that I've made. So we're going to start on our first day with these cute little candy cane ornaments. They've got a bit of a farmhouse feel to them, and it was something that I was going for with the mulberry coloring in these candy canes. So let's get to it. Okay, so you're going to want to get some woven fabric and cut 1-inch strips on that. I'm just using my rotary cutter here. And you want to ensure that it is a fabric that frays. So, you know when you make a cut and then you can pull the fabric instead of having to use your scissors? That would be ideal. I'm actually using some mulberry gingham here, and I'm pulling out the first 3 or 4 layers of the threads going down along with the grain. And then I'm just trimming off some of those extra hairs. What this does is it gives a nice frayed edge to it. Now, because we're only seeing the one side on the frayed edge, you only need to do that on one side. Next, I'm cutting 4 squares. Those are going to go over the tips of the candy cane. So I picked these candy canes up at my local hobby store. And they're just plastic candy canes, so they will do fine with the hot glue. If you're using a regular candy cane, I'm not sure if the hot glue will work, but you want to cover the ends. Then you're going to put a strip of hot glue on, and with the side that you've frayed facing downwards, you're going to wrap that around the edge here. And you want to make sure that all of the corners on the square that you had laid are sitting nice and flat. And then tightly wind that all the way up, making sure you're kind of keeping a similar distance around all of them until you get to the end. Once you get to the end here, what you're going to do is you're going to clip and make sure you leave a bit of a tail, and then you're going to cut on the diagonal, and then you're going to fray those edges similar to what we had. If you were to just leave it, it wouldn't flow as nicely along that spiral, so you want the spiral to go all the way down to the tip. And then we're going to put a bit of hot glue on the edge here and just clip any frays that you might have. So you're going to want to make a second candy cane, and now we are going to attach them together. And so I've cut about 10 inches of twine, and that's what we're going to use to hold the candy cane up on the tree, and another 10 inches of some vintage lace that I had in my stash. And I am gluing those together. I find it looks a little bit nicer when you stagger them, so one is a little bit taller than the other candy cane. Next, we're going to put a dab of hot glue in the middle. You'll notice I touched it with my finger. I am kind of immune to the hotness of hot glue because I have used it so much over the years, but it might burn you, so I don't advise doing that. Next, I am just tying the lace on, and then I've got 2 large bells that I pulled off of an old Christmas ornament that I had. And I am tying those together. And then you're going to tie another one at the bottom so that your lace lies nice and flat. And then I'm just trimming the edges off nicely, similar to what you would do at the end of a ribbon. There you have it. A cute little ornament that doesn't take very long to make, that you can hang on your tree. And if you already have the fabric in your stash, it's a great way to reuse some of those scraps so that you're reducing some of the waste that we have. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for day 2 of our 12 days of Christmas. And until then, makers, let's get our Sew-Spiration on.